Welcome to the What and Why show with Iron Butterfly Fitness. So, turn your sound off.
Yep.
Foul. Corey Bingham. Well, thank you for joining us. We got Dr. Corey's on our live today. So we're playing with camera angles, and so we're going to keep this one here because I really want to be able to see who joins us, and we might do a Q&A. And so we'll be able to see it.
I
so
can see you here, and I can see you here, and I can see you here. I have 3 Danielles.
Oh,
geez.
How does that feel? I have a crooked finger.
3.
All right, so this is our third episode.
1, 2, 3. Don't do it.
How does that make you feel? Show number 3.
I feel mature in my speaking abilities. No, it's great. Are we still?
Hi, OCA Johnson. Let's see, I can't say
Debbie,
half these names. Hi, everyone. Debbie.
Cool for
Beckham.
Anna. Cool for Anna.
Cool for Anna. Hello. She said hello. Welcome to the What and Why. So I like episode 3. This is really weird. Here's the crazy part.
Yeah, we made it past number 2.
Number 2. If you guys were on with us last week, I'm just going to give a public apology because we were so flat. I am going to admit right now that it wasn't my best day, and I was kind of cranky. And
I felt a little bloated.
Corey, it was mostly your fault. You weren't.
Mostly, I was
you have to carry the show, and you didn't do your job. So,
I know.
So,
carry it.
We're going to get into it. I wanted to just kind of talk about the episodes. This is our 3rd one. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about food, and a lot of people, one of the things people always ask me is when I go to the grocery store, in order to be healthy, I have to spend a ton of money. So we're going to talk about ways that you can be healthy and you don't have to spend a ton of money, but there are a few things that you should spend a little more coin on that will benefit your health.
Yeah, so to kind of recap, if you're new to following Iron Butterfly Fitness, we do these every week, and it's called the What and Why Show with Iron Butterfly Fitness. And this is Dr. Corey. He is my certified, lots of initials on the back of his name, clinical nutrition-ish, and he's like the ninja behind all of the nutrition. And so we're going to dive in. How the episodes run is we do a hello, and we're going to talk about what's new for us. And then today we're going to hit on the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So if you guys have never heard those terms before, that's what Corey was talking about with when we go shopping. I know a lot of my girls in my programs, they're always like, well, I can't afford organic. Like, it's really expensive to shop organic. And there are some produce items that you can buy that don't have to be organic. Mm-hmm. But there are some other ones, which is the Clean 15, that you really should be. And we're going to dive into that a little bit later as to why.
Or the other way around.
Or the other way around. Oh, the other way around. Dirty Dozen is the ones you should go
Dirty
organic.
Dozen, you need,
organic.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in a second.
So that's why I'm not the expert. I'm kind of like, so we're going to dive into it. So I wanted to share some good news that I had today. I got into my skinny jeans. So my foot was down enough to where it's not swollen anymore, minus the boot and the wrap, but I got into my leather skinny jeans. I dressed up for you today. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Has the zippers on the side. Oh yeah, I'm fancy.
You're ready to go ride your
I'm
motorcycle.
ready to go ride my motorcycle that I had at one point, but then I crashed it too many times and my husband took it away from me. That's another story for another day. But
Just don't get them wet. They might shrink.
And then I won't ever get them off.
Yeah. Have you seen that Friends episode where Ross's leather pants shrink? One of the classics.
I might have to try that. I'll get some old leather pants and put them on and tell you if that really actually happened, because I think it might just be for TV. So what's new with you? Like, what's new this week with you?
I don't know. One of the things that, I kind of like to be adventurous, and I saw this new thing down in Dallas that if I'm ever in Dallas, I'm totally going to go and do this. So it's called a free fall experience. So you get into this harness and they take you 130 feet up. Well, you're probably higher than that, but they take you up, like 16 stories, and they strap you in and they put you over this kind of hole area, and then you're just kind of sitting there in this harness, and then they come over and they just like cut your rope, and then you free fall for 13 stories.
No, thank you.
And they catch you in this big net. So it's like, I've been bungee jumping, and bungee jumping's fun because you go down and then you come back up, and you go down and you come back up. It's the bungee. But for total free fall, like, that's the stuff that makes your heart stop. So that's on my
And you would do
bucket
it?
list. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's
I'd do
no
it
way.
twice.
There's no way. Hey, Shar. Hi, Shar Bingham. I love Shar. Oh, Can't wait to see. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, she can't see me. Yeah, so
we can't see him. There, now you can see him. That was
Yeah.
my bad. This whole thing is new to me.
it's all mobile.
I can actually move the camera. So yeah, I would never do that. Here's the thing. I did that big on the MGM Grand. We went to Vegas and did
Oh,
the
we
swing.
did the swing.
Do you
Yeah.
remember
Uh-huh.
when I was there? I couldn't cut. Like it was
I've
like
seen
they
that
were yelling
before.
at me.
Uh-huh.
They were like, "Pull your cord," and I'm all crying, and it was a mess.
Yeah.
And eventually,
I
they
did
just
that one
pulled it
time
for
with
me.
my one little sister, and we pulled the cord, and she screamed the whole way down. I swear I couldn't hear anything out of my right ear for like 3 hours. So, but it was fun. You got a little bit of free fall on that one too.
I don't know. Free falling completely would be really hard. So you just saw our messy gym over there. I love the panning. It's like chords gym. So we're gonna move into that is just crazy. I don't know. Would any of you watching right now? Would any of you guys do that? Like free fall for how far was it?
It was, I think at least 130 feet.
130 feet. I
So
don't know.
13
I don't know
stories.
if I would.
It's like jumping off a 13-story building and landing in a net.
I don't know, like the circus, like a
So,
trapeze
you know,
artist.
We saw Spider-Man recently, and he does a lot of flying and jumping. So I
Yeah,
was
but he
like,
has webs. He has webs that go out of
And
his
he's got these
hands.
little wing things that come out. He's like,
Oh, the new Spider-Man? You saw the new Spider-Man?
uh-huh.
Crazy. So, all right, we're going to go into our topic for today, and we're going to talk about the clean 15 and the dirty dozen, and why it's important for us to kind of splurge on some of the organic things in the store, and why it's okay for us to save money and go just basic, the produce. And so I'm just going to kind of turn you over to explaining first, which one do you want?
Turn me over. Well, let me give you a little bit of backstory, because people are like, oh, you're this, nutrition guy and you do all this stuff and you're super healthy. Well, if you were to see me like 10 years ago, I was just like you guys. I was a college student. I was eating lots of frozen burritos, and I was eating, stuff that maybe wasn't super healthy for me. So when I first learned about a lot of this stuff, then we had to go. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So then we would go to the store. Throw me your phone. So live just got a little bit.
It just got really crazy in here.
Yeah.
Sorry for those of you who are watching that.
Now you can see it on there. So we got like a 5-second delay, so we can see it on here. So what I was saying is, I would go to the store and I would be Mr. Frugal. People would call me, you're so cheap, because I wouldn't even, like in college, I wouldn't eat out very much. I would make sandwiches all the time, which that's like actually a conversation for another day of how that made my brain go weird. But
Diaper bread, it's because you had diapers in your bread,
well,
Mom.
and the nitrates.
Told you.
Yeah, the nitrates in there. So yeah, I would, I'm like, I'm not going to spend all this extra money. Of course, a while ago, organic was really expensive. So that was,
Yeah.
more of an issue. Nowadays, because organic has become more mainstream and more popular, there's a lot more organic farms that are out there now. So it's not quite as expensive, and especially if you're buying it in season, then it's not as bad. But so what I was saying is, you go to the store and you've got this whole colorful section of food that is, one side, and then you got this colorful section of food, which is the other side. And the only difference is the sign up above. One says organic and one doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny, because why do we have to label organic when that's the original form that food is in without all the stuff on it?
So they should label it sprayed.
Yeah, so this side should be sprayed, and this side should be like
Not sprayed,
original,
sprayed.
original God-created food, that's kind of the way I look at it. I'm a little, we talked about in the first episode, I'm a little warped in some of my
He's a
viewpoints.
doctor. They all are kind of warped, I think, in a good way.
But in a good way. So okay, so one little side note in that sense, the way that I see it
JC.
is
Hi, JC.
that we get our body, it can either get better or it can get worse. I think we mentioned this a little bit
With our detox
before, with our
last
detox.
week.
But just daily things that we eat, we can either be healthier or we can be not as healthy.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that you have done that's not super healthy?
Oh, so not super
Or
healthy.
what's a vice that you eat that isn't super healthy?
So when I had my foot operated on, which was almost a month ago. It seems like it's so long ago, but it hasn't even been a month yet. So 3 weeks ago, I had my foot operated on. It was pretty major surgery. I thought it was going to be kind of minor. And then 3 screws and 2 pins later, I'm like, oh, great. That was a fun thing to do.
But you got a bionic foot now.
I know. So I'm expecting it to be like a go-go gadget, and I
So,
can just
yeah, when you
springboard
jump off
me.
of that,
just Kate's.
the
I
left
just
side?
just like
You'll
launch.
be able to get 2 feet extra on your left foot.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it got out in my community that I love Pop-Tarts, specifically brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, and they are loaded with sugar, like tons of sugar. And so for me, my biggest vice, and anyone that knows me personally knows I love my treats, I love my sweets. I really have a hard time like not eating sugar. And so for me, probably the worst thing that I eat is candy, sugar, and when they're delivered to my door, Pop-Tarts. I don't buy them. People have to give it. What does that mean? I think I have to do push-ups. Crap. All right. You gotta throw something.
Don't tip over.
Talk about that. This is so retarded. We have like 10 seconds.
So we're being a little spontaneous today. So while she's doing her workout, we're going to talk about our new product that we have coming out.
It's
So-
getting hard.
It's getting harder and harder. No, careful with your foot.
I'm not
You're doing
touching
good.
the ground.
So pretty soon you're going to be able to get this Iron Butterfly protein. It's going to be super exciting because it's got the amino acids that you need. It's got the hydro beef in it to help with the collagen. And it's going to be one of those things that you want to take after you do a bunch of push-ups or after you come back from the gym. It's going to be really helpful that way. So how many are you going to do?
I don't tell the music
Till
off.
you're red in the face?
Till our manager takes me out of my misery. All right, well, I'm ready
Okay,
to
so-
drink some of my own protein now.
Backstage
and hop
here.
back
Let me hold your chair.
to my chair.
We have
Holy.
an invalid. There you go. Good thing your brain works, even if your body.
Well, I am so ready. Here, hold my hand. Okay, good.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. We were talking
So you
about.
were talking about eating sugar, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
one of the things.
So
what I
sugar's
was
like my
saying-
vice.
Right. So what I was saying is, when we put stuff in our mouth, it'll either make us healthier or make us not as healthy. So we kind of talked about that with the detox. So with our vegetables and fruits, then that's also something that can, take us either to the healthy side or to maybe the not healthy side. So one of the things I remember you asked me last week was if there was one thing that you could do as far as detox, what would it be? And so that's kind of where we thought about, well, you can switch to eating organic with some of these foods. I don't know if you saw it. There was a video that kind of went viral a couple of years ago. It was a Swedish family that, or maybe it was Switzerland. It was one of those European countries, Swedish, Switzerland. They're both cool. But what
We
they
like 'em
did,
both.
they took this family who had been eating just conventional food, and they took everything out of their house and they replaced everything with organic. But before they started eating, they took a urine sample and measured all of some of the different toxins in their urine. And then they ate the organic food for 2 weeks, and then they took another urine sample. And what they found was all those toxins that they were getting from the food had almost been completely eliminated just by eliminating those foods that had the sprays on them. So there was some different, if you actually go and look that up, there's kind of some backstory to that where it was like a big marketing thing that they kind of got in trouble for. But the concept that
Yeah.
you see is real. And
Yeah.
so people who try to discredit it, all the conventional farmers and all the pesticide companies, they're like, oh, see, you can't do that because you didn't test for this other stuff. However, what I look at is if you have a piece of food and you spray stuff on it and then you eat it, is that going to be healthy?
No, we were eating
Probably
spring.
not. So you're still eating, some of that spray stuff. So this great company called the Environmental Watch Group. So you can go online to ewg.org, so Environmental Watch Group. They rate a lot of consumer products for us. In the summertime, you can go get lists of like sunscreens that are healthy for you. They have like cosmetics and things. But one of the things they also do is for produce, they will give us a list of the Clean 15. So they've
And it's different is it different each year?
so
Does it
kind
kinda
of
change?
so it varies each year. So you can get a Clean 15 list. So those are the good ones, and then the Dirty Dozen list. So the Dirty Dozen list are the fruits and vegetables that have the most pesticide residue on them.
Okay, we have a question here I wanted to have you. It says from, sorry, Mr. Wolfpack. I can't say your name, I'm so sorry. What do you think about fake organic and finding true organic products?
So,
What does he mean by fake? So you can, there's
Well-
fake organic out there?
There's loopholes in the government labeling
To
of
label it
organic
organic?
products. And so, because in order to be labeled organic, you can't use a certain list of different pesticides and things or herbicides, but you can also use some of these others.
Okay.
So it's
So it's still sprayed, but not
so-
with the,
yeah, so it's sprayed
The
with
named
healthier,
kind,
it's sprayed
okay.
with healthier stuff according to the government official guidelines. These farms have to be inspected, and so they do follow some of those. But now, depending on how things are labeled, there is a a truth in labeling that you do have to address.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that you can do to avoid that, so because a lot of that is more on the packaged foods,
Mm-hmm.
because you find a lot of packaged foods that are labeled organic. So sometimes they'll have organic ingredients, but also non-organic ingredients as well. And
Oh.
so
they
if
kinda
they mix
like
them together,
trick it.
they're like, well, most of it's organic, and so they throw the label on. Basically, what we're talking
how
about.
can we catch that? Do you have any tips for?
Well, if it's packaged
people
food,
watching?
it's harder to do unless you kind of investigate a little bit more of yourself and kind of dive deeper into that. But with produce, it's a lot easier to avoid the fake organics because the produce is all one food. And so also depending on where you get it, so there's if you have like a natural grocers in your area
Yeah.
or Whole Foods, they usually carry the organic produce, and so
Okay.
it's easier with produce to avoid some of the fake stuff than not. In an ideal world, you have a garden in your backyard, you grow your own produce, don't spray anything on it, boom, it's organic.
Yeah.
So that's, going to be the best idea and an option as far as avoiding some of that. But again, with packaged foods, it's a little harder. But what we like to promote is trying to avoid as much packaged food as possible and eating real food.
Yeah.
So that's another way to kind of stay away from that. But,
Okay.
there's,
So I wanted to say hi to Haley, just joined us, and Jason, and Body by Bree. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us today. So we're talking about the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So what are some of the Dirty Dozen that are on the list right now? And so the Dirty Dozen is the ones we want to buy organic.
Yeah, you want to buy organic. So you want to spend a little extra money to buy the produce on the Dirty Dozen list. And the number one,
Dramatic pause.
top of the one is strawberries, because strawberries, they're yummy, right?
Uh-huh.
But bugs like them, birds like them, everybody likes
Well,
them.
and they have all those little,
spray the heck out of them.
They have all the little niches and
Yeah, the little
I know
divots
raspberries are the same. So
So-
like your berries.
Yeah, so usually on the top of what those are doing is the top of the list, you have strawberries, you have like apples, you have peaches, nectarines. A lot of these fruits that are out there are sprayed a lot because they are created in orchards, and so in order for the farmer to have enough, they don't want the bugs and different things, worms, to go in and eat them.
Yeah.
So they do have to spray them. So they also, I was watching another documentary, they were talking about different apples. If the apple isn't perfect, then they can't sell it. So a lot of times, one of the reasons that they spray them so much is because if there's a tiny little wormhole, they can't sell it to the grocery store, and then they don't get paid. So it's a big money thing for them as an orchard grower. However, if you go to the farmers markets, or if you go to your neighbors and pick their apples, there might be a little blemish. You just cut it out, and you're good.
Yeah.
So apples are a big one. So your strawberries, a lot of your berries, raspberries, your nectarines, peaches, some of the other different fruits are on that Dirty Dozen list.
So what's your opinion on frozen fruits? So if they say organic, because you can get organic frozen fruits and you can get not organic frozen fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Would you always want to go towards the organic? Have they been cleaned or what? And can't you buy certain cleaners?
Like washes?
Yeah, that'll
vegetable-
clean. I know there's some brands out there that I've kind of been looking at to clean, so you could buy the normal ones.
Yeah, or you can make your own. There's a lot of recipes out there using apple cider vinegar
To
where
clean
you
the
can wash
produce?
them, or you create alkaline water, so using baking soda, and where you soak the vegetables, and that gets some of the pesticides and different residues off.
Okay.
Other things that people can do is peeling them will, help because it's mostly sprayed on the outside. However, depending on the fruit or the vegetable, it, will seep in. So even if you're just taking the outside off, you still may get some on the inside. And so that's why by picking organic, then even if it's, washed, then you still have less chance of getting some of those toxins.
Yeah. So let's go towards the Clean 15. So what are the Clean 15? Like what stuff that's safe to buy? So if I was going to go today, go grocery shopping, and I wanted to get some produce, and I couldn't afford organic or didn't want to go to Whole Foods, or I just wanted to run down to my Smith's local grocery store and pick stuff up. What are like the top 15 for us to be safe with?
So more of the cleaner 15 ones are the fruits and vegetables that have like either a hard husk, like a pineapple.
Okay.
Because you don't eat the husk, so they're not going to be spraying, that area.
Yeah.
Or, like cauliflower, different things that are safer because they don't have those, residues on there.
Pause. We interrupted this message to show you. So another thing I wanted to talk about today is my Greek yogurt. So that this is my most favorite thing, and I wanted to share with you guys what I do with this to kind of give you a life hack. So I love ice cream, but I think you're supposed to be doing push-ups while I do this, by the way.
Am I?
Get out and give me like push-ups. I'm gonna talk really slow. So like me, you have to do like 50 push-ups. You can do them on your toes though. But here's the thing, this is a cool product I found like a long time ago. And I will put this in the freezer and I'll freeze it and use it as ice cream, or my favorite is I just keep it cold and I'll put like granola and some almonds and a little bit of dark chocolate chips in it, and it's like my treat. So if you're looking for an alternative to ice cream, because my family will eat ice cream and I would try to indulge every once in a while, and it never worked out for me because I am lactose intolerant and my body would just not like it. So I've replaced my indulgence with this healthy, this Life Fit Greek yogurt, and it's really super yummy. So, and I don't know, Corey, what are some benefits of Greek yogurt? And a burpee to finish. So what are benefits to Greek yogurt? Not only is it decent for you.
Yeah, so your Greek yogurt has more protein in it because it's a little bit thicker. Oftentimes when you get the Greek yogurt, then it also has, now I'm a little winded.
Now you know how I felt.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you get the ones that have the probiotics in it also. But mainly the Greek one has less of kind of the fillers and it's more protein packed.
Yeah. So it's a good alternative snack. Light Fit Greek yogurt. And this is not endorsed. It's just something that I love to eat. So, clean, dirty dozen. Where are we going here? Well, let's go back because those are very distracting interruptions. They're super rude.
So
dirty dozen. So for sure, pineapple. What about bananas? Because you see organic and you see regular bananas. What is your opinion on bananas?
Bananas are closer on the clean side. So if you don't need to get
because they have the peel on them.
The organic ones, then you're usually okay.
Okay. And then.
So, but if you did, well, one thing that, sorry, I'm a little winded.
Super winded.
I was doing like 50 push-ups down there while she was chatting. So one of the other things that sometimes you notice, like, well, I want to get this apple or this banana because it's really big and it looks juicy. But these organic ones, they're smaller and they kind of look funny. They look like they've, been kicked around the backyard a little bit.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons is sometimes with how they breed those and how they grow them, because they can spray them, then they end up getting a little like filled with water in a sense.
Oh.
And so the organic ones may be a little smaller, but they're more nutrient dense.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So you're actually getting more nutrients in the organic foods because there's, you get more.
We need to do more of these interruptions. I need to get you in shape.
I am in shape. I just did like 50. So they did a study where they were looking at the ingredient list of a nutrient list of organic versus inorganic. And the organic ones have more polyphenols, which is the stuff that helps with our antioxidants. And so that's why a lot of people, they feel better when they're, on the organic foods because they actually get more nutrients. You get more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at nutrition value, versus conventional and organic, even though the conventional ones are often bigger, then you actually get more nutrients.
I'll have to admit, I have always gone for the bigger. Like if I'm shopping for apples and it's like, that's my snack for the day, I want a bigger one because I'm like, oh, that's way bigger. but now knowing that it's probably just full of water. So we have pineapple, banana, apples are okay because you can wash them pretty decent. Or
Apples
no.
are on the Dirty Dozen.
So
You
no,
want-
we need to get those organic. What about like zucchinis, like cucumbers? Because they have kind of like that protective skin. Does that help them stay clean, or is that something we want to go organic to?
It depends on the different ones. Some of them are better. So like your squashes, summer squashes, and those kind of things are okay usually. But your zucchinis, they generally want to be organic. The other thing with organic is if it does have the organic label, then they're not allowed to use GMO.
Okay.
So GMO is genetically modified organism. So it means they've spliced in like DNA from, some other species or some, virus or even a bacteria, because then they can grow that crop and spray it, but that plant doesn't die from the spray because it's been
So it
genetically
kind of absorbs
altered.
it.
Well, it does absorb it, but it's genetically altered, so whatever that spray is will kill all the weeds around it, but not the plant.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's kind of why they made the GMO foods and products. So, but if it's organic, it doesn't have those. So, I mean, there's a whole nother, side issue of genetically modified or GMO foods and how they respond to our body, or what we really don't know. There's some preliminary studies that are showing in animals that they cause rapid tumor growth. And so, humans, we don't want to have rapid tumor growth either. So
Say no to tumors. We don't want those. So basically, for like a recap nutshell, for those who are watching this, off the, like the top 5, so you're wanting to go organic in your berries, your zucchinis.
berries, zucchinis,
Apples.
basically anything on a tree.
That's
Like
a good,
a lot
that's
of
a
your
good
orchard
rule of
stuff.
thumb.
So nectarines, peaches, apples, those are one of the really heavily ones. The other ones too that we eat a lot of, especially when you're doing green smoothies, is spinach.
Oh,
So you should
organic spinach.
always get organic spinach.
Well, and it's cool because if you have a Costco close by, I get mine at Costco, and you can get the huge bag, and then either freeze that whole bag and use it frozen for your green smoothies, which is way nice because it doesn't go bad as fast. Or I have also separated from the big bag into smaller bags to use, but I always freeze my spinach. But we've changed and went over to the organic, and it's weird because you wouldn't think it makes that big of a difference, but when I started making my smoothies with regular spinach, and then we went to organic, and it was maybe $1 more. It still wasn't that expensive with the spinach where I live. They blended better, and it didn't taste as green. Like it was more like alkaline and kind of like neutral, which was interesting for me when I would make the green smoothies with the organic. And then it was like, oh, we're never going back to the other kind. So anything that's on a tree. And then, so how about like the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15? We got pineapple, bananas are safe, cucumbers. What's like our top 5? What's 2 more?
I'm trying to remember.
What about
So
potatoes?
potatoes are actually number 12 on our Dirty Dozen list.
Oh, so potatoes are
Tomatoes are also,
borderline. And
that-
tomatoes.
they're on
So
the Dirty
tomatoes
Dozen.
you want to get organic.
Yeah, so tomatoes.
So
or
tomatoes you wanna get
grow your
organic.
own. Tomatoes are so good when you just grow them yourself, if you can.
But if you're like me and you can't even grow a
you
flower,
kill it.
I got those
your
tops.
neighbors to
I got
grow
those
'em.
tops daisy things that one time when I lived in the city, and I got those little Jersey topsy. What are those things called? You hang them from your porch and you build, or you grow the tomatoes. You build the tomatoes.
Build
I
the
still couldn't.
tomato.
It was like never fails. Like these are guaranteed to grow. Didn't grow.
You should bribe your neighbor.
That's why I always
To
tell
grow
my
them
mom,
for
bring me tomatoes. All right, so tomatoes for sure. So here's the thing, guys. Just remember, you want to go on. If it's on a tree, go organic. If it's got a hard shell on it, you're safe to not
some
have
extent.
to go so organic, and
Yeah.
you're safer, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have them all memorized, so that's why you go to ewg.org, and we also have a flyer,
Yeah.
article.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
That'll be on the website, so if you're watching this on the website, look somewhere, and you can click on it.
Here.
And so
Anywhere.
it has them all listed, so,
Yeah, and then
That's
also
the best
I'm
way.
going to look into, because you kind of got me curious about making your own cleaner. So I'm going to post on my blog a recipe that I would recommend maybe you use to clean your produce if you wanted,
it's
to
I think
engage
it's like
in
4
something
parts
like that.
water and like 1 part, like
I'm going to try
vinegar,
that. I've never done that before,
and then
so
you
I'm
can
going
soak 'em
to experiment with
clean,
that.
Cleans them off. So.
All right, this is the part of the show that's like a lull. Whoa. And we have cue the avocado. In case you guys were wondering, I don't know how to spell avocado. It's very hard to spell avocado, but I love eating avocados. So that our highlight for our produce tonight, or today. So how the show works, every week we're gonna highlight a simple produce item.
This is also on the Clean 15.
That's a clean 50. Oh yeah, because it's hard.
Because you
That
don't
makes
eat
sense. You don't
this.
eat the shell.
So-
You can eat the nut, the pit though. I had a nutrition coach tell me that you could grind it in the blender and like eat it because
And
it's
then-
full of nutrients.
Yeah.
I've
There's
never tried it,
A lot of
but-
seeds and things have a lot of nutrients in them because that's where the seed grows from, and so it's
Mm-hmm.
going to have the nutrients in there.
Yeah.
So one other quick thing to remind you, or to let you know, kind of a quick tidbit when you're out shopping. When you grab the fruit, there's always a sticker on there. So, and it has some numbers. So the digit numbers explain where it came from and what it is. So it's like the UPC or the barcode
Yeah.
to the
On the
fruit.
sticker. It's the-
yeah,
yeah.
to the fruit or the vegetable. When you look at it, if it's 4 digits, so that means if there's 4 numbers, then that means that produce was conventionally grown. So it's likely been sprayed if it's sprayed or
So
whatever.
4 numbers,
So 4 numbers
spray.
is conventionally grown. Then you just have to see if it's on the Clean 15 list or not. If it has 5 numbers, what they do is they take those 4 original numbers. So if it's like 634, that means it's like an avocado, for example. But then if you add a number in front, that number, if it's an 8, then that means it's actually a genetically modified food.
Oh.
And so that just gives you a label. That's one of the only ways you can tell. But if it's a 9 in the front, that means it's organic.
So you want to go
So
with 9s.
if you're wandering around the store and they don't have
That's cool information to
signs
know,
that say
though.
organic here and non-organic there, you can actually look at the label on the produce.
Yeah.
And if it begins with a 9 and it's a 5-digit number, then it's organic. So that's how they label it.
So if it's 8 and it's a 5-digit number,
Don't buy it.
don't buy it if you cannot.
I wouldn't
at
buy
all
it.
Possibly
'Cause,
avoid it.
that's a GMO.
So what are the benefits? So what and why?
So
what is this?
This is an
It's
avocado.
Why should we eat it? What are the benefits of an avocado?
So the benefits of our avocado are they are a good healthy fat. We talked about fats the other day. They're a good monosaturated fat. It's really versatile too. You can make it into almost anything. Like you can make it into like ice cream, like you were saying. You just
We
you
put
know,
it.
whip
You put it in your
up
green
and
smoothies, and it makes
put
it
in your
actually
green
taste like a
smoothies, makes
like a
them-
smoothie. It's
It gives
smoother.
them that thickening taste.
Yeah.
You can add some organic chocolate to it and make you like a chocolate mousse.
How much is there to? So the avocado is high in fat though, but it's good fats, but it's still high in fat. So how much would you recommend someone eat a day? Like a whole avocado, half of an avocado?
You could
Depends on your
Yeah, I
activity
mean-
ratio, but like guidelines, like how much? Like how much would you recommend that I eat?
like a half of avocado
'Kay.
per sitting is fine.
You saying I sit all day long?
Well, not per meal. Well, you
But I do
now
sit
with
all
your-
day long.
Yeah, with your broken foot, you haven't been
Or I
moving around too
hobble.
much.
It's so sad.
So the thing I was going to tell you that I had yesterday is I mashed up my avocado, cut it in half, mashed it all up, and then I added a couple of scoops of plain yogurt, so the good pasteurized yogurt that
Yeah.
has lots of good probiotics
Yeah.
in it, and mixed that in with it. It made it nice and thick and frothy.
Yeah.
And gives you more volume. And then I took some whole wheat little tortilla bowl chip things.
Oh yeah.
And then I added some chicken that was cooked, obviously. So, so the cooked chicken, and then the buffalo hot sauce, like Frank's hot sauce.
yeah.
Dumped it all over that.
Trevor would
Topped
like
it
that.
with my avocado scoop. Throw some cheese on it, and made little
Like nachos.
little avocado chicken bites. Super good.
Are they good?
Super filling. So you got your proteins, your fats.
So there's like a recipe. We'll have to make it and put it on the membership site. Another thing I just discovered from my friend Haley, she told me about this snack. It's so good. It's just whole wheat toast, cottage cheese, avocado slices, and a little bit of red pepper, like crushed red pepper.
Yeah, a little
And I
crushed
had
red
it the other day, and it was really, really good. And on my Instagram profile, there's actually the recipe. So if you want to go check that out, you can. All right. Well, what's a fun fact about avocado? Will it make my hair grow?
Could. So it makes your brain smarter because it's a
Well, that helps.
because it's a nice healthy fat. So if you have a test coming up, or you got like a board meeting, or if you're just a crazy mom and you have mom brain, because
Ugh.
my wife tells me how true mom brain is. So eat some more avocados, and that can help alleviate some of your mom brain too.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you for joining us today, Corey. So that is the what and why for Iron Butterfly Fitness. Remember, if to catch our first couple episodes, head over to ironbutterflyfitness.com, where you're going to be able to see the first 2 episodes we did on healthy fats and detoxing. And then this one will also be posted there. The nutrition article that Corey wrote on the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen is also there. We have this bad boy who's, we're going to be taking pre-orders for this soon. You guys have no idea how much I love this protein. I had it this morning for breakfast. I don't like to share it because it's really, really yummy. But it has so many good things in it. It's made with the hydro beef, and it also has collagen. So for you ladies out there, collagen is good. And it's like already in the smoothie. So you don't have to buy your collagen supplement. You can just drink the smoothie, and it's like you're good to go. So this is also going to be for sale on the membership site. We have chocolate and vanilla coming soon. Also, there's the nutritional values. You have the tutorial workouts. You have the nutritional
tutorials.
Hold on.
And the workouts and the
workout with me. Try my
things.
recipes, and as always, there's the retreat. We have one coming up in March. I would love if this resonates for you to be a part of my next retreat. If that interests you, go ahead and apply to be in the next retreat, and you'll have a one-on-one with me, where I will get to talk to you and connect with you and see what your goals are and try to help you achieve those goals and get you there. And Corey also comes with the program, so you'll have him in your own personal space to like literally in your pocket. You can just text him and ask him all these fun questions. So that is our what and why today with the Clean 15, the Dirty Dozen. And thank you for joining us. Next week we're going to talk about, okay, this excites me. So next week we're going to cover supplements that you want to take to have strong, healthy hair, lovely skin. What was the other one? Beauty. It's like health and beauty. Like, because I asked Corey this week, I'm like, okay.
How do you rate? Let's do stuff
I want to
help us radiate.
Because we all know like those cosmetic things. Like I can go and buy all these cosmetic things and do these stuff. But is there supplements out there that I can eat so my body will resonate from the inside out? And I know there is. And so we're going to cover all those supplements it's basically health and beauty supplements and to create that from a natural stance. So we're going to cover that next week.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Like we said, we've covered a couple of detoxing things. You eliminate the problem children in your nutritional diet.
Kick them out of your family.
And then you start adding the good guys, and you can have a total body transformation just by doing some of those simple things.
So thank you for joining us. Remember, head over to ironbutterflyfitness.com to get all the episodes, and all that free content is yours, our gift to you. And have a fantastic Tuesday. Thanks, guys. I can't dance. Spin me. Don't. Aha, I win. Okay.
I'm walking out.
I'm stuck. Coagulate and listen. I don't know the rest of the song.